Alright, so after much wandering about, discovered by Googling that the way to go was the one entrance I hadn't gone through the town because I can't finish the forest yet.
Spree is under siege. It's burning. The demons that they came out of the air. The lady, she told us to run, so I ran and I didn't look back, even when the screaming started. I don't know if the others made it. I'm not going back.
She's there. Lady. Whoa, 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 she's a lady. And she's mysterious. And we're supposed to find out more about her.
I fought for some mysterious demon lady.
1,000 halflings couldn't do this much damage. I smell magic in the air. That's never a good smell. Sire, I think you should investigate further.
This is a nice looking place.
Yeah, like I said, they do make the environments, for the most part, unique and stick out. And look at how good
bug.
These guys are. Look at that aim.
Bug. He mastered the art of moving slightly to the left.
And the thing was, I wasn't trying to make them go on the bug. I was trying to make them go on those fires. But they wanted to get that bug. Who am I to tell them that they're wrong?
Very well. You are their overlord.
Their close combat prowess. They really can't melee. They will just die. So the army management really does come into play. And I'm really, maybe it's part of a side quest later, or maybe I just missed something, but as far as I can tell, this entire fork that I'm going down here has no purpose outside of a couple of bits of treasure. I'm a little bit annoyed about it. Because it looks like, I mean, they've got a fence here, it looks like it should be leading up to a big ol' pot of gold.
Pots. Just pots.
Just pots.
Link would be proud.
Which, yeah, is useful because I needed stuff, but is not useful because I wanted a lot of gold for reasons that will become apparent in the next time we record. And I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. How could they lure me down this path for no reason other than break pots?
There really is nothing.
I do like their little dances, though. It does fill my heart with warmth.
They're so happy.
And
that bug isn't gonna live for all of the dodging it did.
You know, it really tried. But it couldn't quite stand up against the force of actually competent. And here's a ninja guy or something.
He was most definitely not local. I wonder if the lady that gibbering peasant mentioned is behind this. Better find another way in. Oh, master of the shadows.
He wanted to be so stealthy after he already blew his position. He was like, if I crouch, then maybe.
And now we have a little bit of a... Well, partly it's me forgetting to work the camera, but partly also, this is just bad. This is a poorly conceived segment. Because you can see... I don't know if you can see this well, but I'm assigning... You can see them, like, gathering up in the corner there. This is not a great vantage point from which... Oh, there you go. That's what it was supposed to do. But the camera just wasn't switching.
Yeah.
I get the idea, but you know, what wasn't the best implementation.
Mm-hmm. It needed the over the head camera to work.
And now we're going to go into one of the many times my army's going to get wiped this segment. But I did kind of go into this with the idea of I don't care if that happens. At the beginning of the game, I was really trying to keep them all alive, but at this point, I'm just like, whatever.
You have enough replacements. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yep, so they're all dead, and you can see the percentage is kind of confused about how to handle this because it's
It
tracking
all happened
things
at once.
that happened previously. It's delayed a little bit. And also, you might see a sword flashing behind me. They're still chasing me.
I guess this was the better way to do it. Lure them in and...
Well, the true way you're supposed to do is leave a post of at least 5 reds behind and then lure them one at a time. But, I mean, I'm not a very patient fellow. In most games, holding W is the way I get through them.
Well, one of them stayed behind.
And this is the set of voice cues from Gnarl or whatever his name is. You're going to hear a lot over the next 20 minutes or so.
You choose all.
Because you have to cycle through these things in order to do them correctly.
Ooh, there is a thing, but you can't jump.
There is a thing. But I will go get that thing. Instead of going directly to my goal.
Reds. Brown.
The
reds really do add a lot of damage.
Yeah, you just need to make sure that the enemy does not go around too much.
Yes, very much so.
And this is what rounds are for, to keep them in place.
And they have lots of canned dialogue for Gnarl. What's his name, Gnarl? Was that the guy's name?
Yeah, Gnarl.
But luckily, and the minion dropped it on his toe.
Your health has increased.
But luckily that was a health increase, which was very important because I was just about to die. So,
well, you're now at even less HP percentage-wise.
I have more HP percentage-wise because now I'm at 50%, whereas before I was at a third.
Oh. I thought it just added a peg. I didn't pay attention. Never mind.
It added a peg to my base health falls. Like, both moved up by 1 peg.
Okay.
Yeah. But these castle walls, they put them here and they made them accessible, but they're, once again, just pots. I don't know if you come back later and there's something important here or what, but in a game like this, there needs to be significant rewards for exploration.
Not just pots.
Just because, well, maybe it's just because I'm playing it for this purpose, but with the way the camera works and everything's a little bit clunky to just maneuver around, it feels like they have to really reward anytime you go out of your way.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. Like, otherwise, well, exploration is still important, but you will start to think that it's a waste of time.
Yes. Especially because they look a little dull. Even though the area in general is well set up. It's not like you see anything neat by going out of your way. And in a moment, we're going to meet Nico's waifu.
You choose all.
My lady, please hurry. They're coming.
Stay back. These people are no threat to you. Put that down. Okay. Let's just run.
That guy burned to death. And look at those. Look at that run cycle.
It was horrible.
Unless you want the horrible following.
And that lip sync.
You shut the door.
All right. So.
This is the same time Witcher was released. It is.
Which this is the same time as what? Sorry.
No, I mean like in terms of the lip syncing and the run animation. This really shows that this is the same time Witcher was released.
It's nasty.
Oh yes.
Very nasty. I came here to see if this place could shelter the poor lumps that aren't infected yet. Ugh. I need to get out of here but I can't leave with these raiders everywhere, and I need my luggage. Could you deal with them and retrieve it for me? Oh, you should probably...
Women, am I right? Always needing their luggage.
It's bound to be magical. Must have helped them.
She said she was leaving. It's already half an hour later.
Just wait till you see the luggage. Oh, also,
like...
yes, minions will just run into fire if you accidentally shoot them into it.
I thought they would.
Just like water.
Or poison.
But this storeroom helps me restore a lot of my health, which is very useful. And get some much needed gold, even though the way the minions do things like that is a little bit annoying, because if another minion is like... So when you're sweeping them over, minions are assigning themselves to various targets.
And some can assign themselves several times.
And if one's already assigned to something, but it gets stuck on something or gets diverted, no one else will do it, you know.
It's a bit chaotic.
It can really slow things down, but regardless, I don't know why these dancers are about.
Yes, this was released at the same time Witcher was.
Regardless, my reds can figure that out. And eventually I'll cycle through my controls well enough.
Also, this place has a lot of not so camera friendly objects in it.
Yes, indoors, similarly to A Hat in Time, the camera is not as well suited for indoors.
I mean, it is still not something that is like 100% figured out how to do it right, because people still get it wrong.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing to do, because if you're going to do the if you're going to do transparencies, then you better get them right, or the game will just look terrible. And if you're not going to do transparencies and you're going to do everything as a solid object, then you're going to have to deal with the fact that your players are going to have a terrible time trying to control around corners.
Yeah, and it's funny how in a lot of instances, the better solution is to make the game look kind of glitchy but functional.
One of these days we'll figure it out. Remember I said you were going to hear a lot of reds, browns, all, but you're going to be, that's going to be the theme.
Because like I remember, particularly on the PS2, it's very apparent for every game where they actually... What the hell is going on there?
There's just a guy over there, and I'm gonna just use my artillery to kill him before I have to deal with him.
And he's over. For every game where they actually decided to go with like tight corridors, the camera was just never going to work.
Yeah, and it didn't actually... I don't know if it translated there, but it literally would not let me control my minions to the next section until I moved my Overlord there so that the camera would shift, and then it finally let me do it, which was weird. But despite all the technically interesting things about this area, I do like the design. It's a little Hyrule castle when Ganon is in control.
And that guy is over.
Yep. And like I said, the reds are very effective ranged units. You just have to use them specifically for that.
Yeah, so long as the enemy isn't moving slightly to the left.
Oh goodness, yeah. You've got to combine them. They can't be on their own unless the enemy is just stupid and stationary. You open up that, and those guys come out.
Just put the reds.
Yep.
Someplace where there's not a tiny ledge.
Yeah, that's a very inconveniently located ledge.
Having flashbacks to Divinity Original Sin all over again.
Well, the thing about Divinity Original Sin is that there they lie to you with targeters. They're like, yeah, you're gonna hit this guy, and then like, oh, did we not tell you there was a little bump in the way? And did we not tell you that the fact that the idle animations will interfere with your ability to aim?
Oh,
they do.
The first Original Sin was the worst with that.
Like, your characters just dancing about while they waited for your commands would change whether they could hit things or not.
Or like you like move your mouse ever so slightly when clicking the right mouse
And
button.
instead, you're just walking there. You're just walking right in the middle of the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I need to
Thankfully,
finish.
it's mostly fixed in the sequel. Except there are still so many instances of there was a blade of grass along the way. Yeah.
And I hate that.
She hates disorganization. She can bring order to your life, Nico, just like you've always wanted from your waifu.
No.
For any eligible bachelorettes out there, Nico loves someone who just tries to organize all this stuff for him. He hates the idea of independence.
That creature's presence explains how these raiders entered the castle. Quick, Master! Position your reds on high ground to attack the beast. Reds! Brown!
So
Okay.
here is an infinite spawn point, and we're actually going to cut in a second.
You must keep it surrounded.
So what you need to do to beat this guy is you need to position some reds on the right high ground and some reds on the left high ground while all these things are spawning at the same time.
Must keep it surrounded.
And all my minions are dead. I don't know if you saw that.
I
But
know.
this is where we should cut because, honestly, there's 20 minutes of this. 5 minutes of
Alright.
this.
You choose.
So, go ahead and cut the recording.
You choose all. You must keep it surrounded. Coming back. Reds. That's it. Now protect them. Now take it down. You must keep it surrounded. Reds! You must keep it surrounded. Browns! Reds! You must keep it surrounded. Coming back! Coming back! Browns! Reds! That's it! Now protect them and take it down! You must keep it. That's it. Now protect them and take it down. You must keep it surrounded. You choose all. You choose all. All. Ritz! You must keep it surrounded. Yes,
Don't forget, you gotta keep it surrounded. Otherwise, it runs back and forth, and there's no way for your minions to jump up on it. I do wonder, actually, if I'd brought some greens with me, if they could have jumped on top of it and broken this section, but since I was going through with reds and browns anyway, I didn't bother with it.
Oh, now I see what you mean.
Yeah, it just runs to the other side.
You
And
just
don't
have to
worry,
keep-
it's not like I told us to cut out a ton of useful content. Literally nothing has happened. So now and also you can position browns around rally points, so if they don't just follow you while you're trying to set other people at rally points.
That's it. Now protect them and take it down.
And it all works out for everyone.
Now bring the luggage to that female creature before she moans.
That female creature. Man, nothing more mysterious than that, am I right? But yeah,
Well,
that's
I
the
mean-
luggage, quote unquote. You can see a candelabra in there, and a chair.
That chair
Yeah, a chair.
really...
All.
Piece of luggage, known as a chair. A treasure chest.
The treasure chest makes sense, but like the chair.
It really tops off the whole visual, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you might be asking yourself, why were we getting this luggage again? And also, you can see what I mean about them glitching out and not
When you're
going.
in their way that they decided, but they weren't gonna tell you.
Well, actually, what I believe happened was a minion was in their way, and they ran over him effectively. And then I had to recall and reassign everyone, and then it worked out.
I wish there was some like subtle way
If you don't want your skin to rot and drop
for
off,
them to show you
just
where
find
their
my
intended
luggage.
path is.
Please?
Yes, like a little arrow on the ground.
Yes.
But see, she said please. So if there's anything that we would do, it's something that someone requested politely.
It does not. I wish it just didn't fit through the. It does not fit through the doors. Don't cut
I
out
like
the
the
camera.
idea.
I know it doesn't.
She actually was keeping everyone.
Cherubs found it.
Also, she calls them your little cherubs.
Cherubs.
I thought you were just the usual run-of-the-mill dungeon fodder, but you've surprised me. I think someone like you could use someone like me. Let's go.
Look at that walk cycle.
Yeah. I could put that SpongeBob music here.
Oh yes,
So
please.
this is your tower. It could use a bit of work.
Greetings, Miss.
I mean, it just looks like Fiona, you know, from Shrek.
Quarters. I've instructed the minions to take Milady's luggage there.
Milady! Tip your
If you're
fedora!
going to Heaven's Peak,
Tip it!
perhaps you could investigate what's been causing the plague. I'd better get up there. Wouldn't want those little deers eating my things and getting a tummy ache.
Not those little deers! Walk cycle again! Oh, this was the part where I was laughing out loud as I was playing it.
She has a spectacular walk cycle. That is true.
The dialogue and the walk cycle, like back to back to back, just made me laugh so much.